I think that's a CRF first.
Ancient Chinese secret.
Yeah, got you.
Man, what'd you call me?
Got you on the regular cast with that one, pal. I do want to.
I'm gonna get you.
I'm gonna get tuned up. I do want to start this episode off saying I'm still not in perfect health, but having 1 week ago being absolutely hammered on the cast, and then the week before that being absolutely deathly ill on the cast. I want to apologize to the listeners because it drives me nuts as I was editing. The amount of nose breathing that got picked up on the microphone. I do apologize, everybody. So
it was a little. It was like Trump in the 2016 debates, a little bit.
Yeah, just waiting, just cooking.
Yeah. I like when when they did the the town hall one where you can walk around. You remember that one?
Yeah.
He's just like lurking behind her, and he's walking up, and his face is like.
Dude, I love a guy that actively snores while he's awake.
Yeah,
it's a rare breed. It's either their nose is so fucked up or they're so morbidly obese. In either way,
I had a student like that, like a kid who would walk into class, and he would always show up a little bit late. And everybody, like, his class would stop because he'd be walking to his seat just going. and at first I thought.
Like a pug.
Right.
Like,
and my first assumption was like, okay, he's just late for class. He was probably running. He's heavy breathing. But then, like, anytime the room would get quiet, that was the only thing you'd hear.
Oh, no.
Was
he a bigger dude?
No, he's not really that big. He's like, I mean, he's not like tight. You know, he's not skinny.
Sure.
But
he's not walking in sloppy.
No,
which is
like,
are there still some sloppy high schoolers?
Yeah, of course there's sloppy high schoolers.
It's just that's a shame because that should still be like a tight fat age. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
no,
if you're
sucks.
16 to 18 and you're already sloppy, I'm like, you got to get it together.
Yeah, how did gravity already take over?
I don't know. Well, I mean, America, we're supercharging the food, dude.
We are, yeah.
These babies, these Gen Z babies have just been growing up with ring pops and fucking just hard lining.
It's probably all Red 40. That's probably all it is.
It's crazy that's like the only thing I agree. Well, it's not the only thing. But like RFK will have some practical, like, good ideas about fixing healthcare, and then he's also like, we should make sure that vaccines are gone. And you're like, wait, what? No.
Yeah. Now, I was watching The Daily Show did like a little thing on RFK, and they were like, here's a little rundown of all the conspiracy theories RFK believes in, and it was like, you know, vaccines cause autism, 5G causes whatever, and I was looking at that like, yeah, what an idiot, and then it was like, CIA killed JFK. I'm like, well, hang on.
Yeah,
like,
not all
chill
wrong.
out here, guys. And then it got into like, certain assassinations and stuff. I was like, well, let's pump the brakes. I mean, you might have a point on this one.
You're like, hang on now, it's not all bad.
I think that rocks that we do have a guy in government who openly believes the CIA killed JFK. I think that's the one.
I think it's more so that he thinks the CIA killed his uncle. Which is,
it's not the president. It's his
yeah.
uncle. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll listen to him on that one.
Well, I'll hear him out. I will say Jim had a funny theory that all the good Kennedys catch a bullet and the ones that live are crazier than shit. And it's like, I don't know.
Well, it's like the CIA looked at him and were like, nah, not this one.
Yeah.
It's
well, it's almost like he's so crazy that they're like, yeah, we can let that's going to figure itself out.
Yeah. It's like you're executing prisoners, and you realize one of them's like a deaf mute, and you're like, ugh, you pity
this
him.
One's fine. Yeah.
I wanted to say before we skipped over it, that student of mine who's the heavy breather. I didn't say anything all year because I felt like I didn't want to embarrass him. But then he had me sign his yearbook on the last day, so I wrote "Get a CPAP machine." So hopefully,
dude, that's
hopefully
legendary. That's incredible. But he can't wear that during the day.
No, but at least this tells me it might help him sleep better.
Sure,
because if this is him during the day, imagine him at night, dude.
This is crazy.
Imagine him at night.
You're breaking the glass of sincerity on this one. We're truly helping a student out. No, seriously, pal.
Dude, this is the one time I actually taught a student to
pull him aside.
useful
Hey,
thing.
Edgar, come here real quick. Listen, buddy, I heard you all year, literally breathing terribly. Take care of that. Yeah. Now that's
Yeah.
fair.
Edgar.
Edgar.
That was such a good fake name.
Yo,
Fuck Edgar from.
hey, that's a heavy breather's name, dude. Edgar's
yeah.
can snore well being fully conscious.
Yeah.
Man, the noises those guys make when they hump got to be out of control.
Oh, dude. Probably overshadows any noise the woman's making. Probably.
I imagine it's deafening silence on the other end of that penis.
I listened to or I watched. There's a video I saw like 10 years ago, and it was a compilation of crazy cum sounds from porn, and it was like it was
Wait,
just
why
like
were you watching that?
I stumbled on it. I don't know. Whatever. My friends.
Yeah,
when
what
was this?
website were you on?
This is like 20. Yeah, this is 2015. So my friends were sending it to me amidst like all the ISIS beheadings they were sending or something.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
just-
Got
this
to
was in
cool
there.
down with some cum noises.
Yeah, let's chill out with some cum noises. And it was like, it was just like the wildest cum noises kind of all put into one place. So
Sure,
when like, there's like women screaming and they sound like SpongeBob, like
Yeah.
it was pretty sick. I wish I could find it. I've been looking for it in the years since, but
I don't think that
video was the
Really?
one that got
You're
away.
just
Yeah.
out there. Here's the thing.
I
I'll tell you
wasn't
right
jacking
now.
to it. I was just legitimately entertained.
Nobody
I thought it was very
said
funny.
that. Nobody said that. Guilty.
I know, but that's a fair accusation.
Guilty.
And I'm getting ahead
feet
of it.
got no rhythm. I'm never gonna jack again until I find the video. Did you? Speaking of jacking it, did you see what not producer Sean sent us right before we started recording this?
Was it a video of him jacking it?
No, no, we get those all the time. I've got those
I was
set to
gonna say.
automatically go to my junk folder now. No, it was like a pretty incredible photo of a kid giving a lecture about gooning, and I was like, wow, we're revisiting this issue again. I can't remember. I saw something that made me laugh pretty hard where it's like Gen X and millennial term for jacking it, that it's like we didn't call it gooning. It was just like I forget the term. Either cranking it or I don't know. Whacking off.
Fapping.
Fapping.
Yeah, that was the
That
old
was
word.
it, dude.
Back during the days, you remember those like rage comic memes, the one like the different like the Me Gusta meme, and
Yeah.
the Jackie Chan looking confused, like
Yeah,
all those.
all like second gen memes.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
like peak iFunny era, and FAP was huge, and they would use it as like a. It was like I think FAP comes from like it has its origins in onomatopoeia because it's supposed to sound like the sound that emanates when you're jacking off. So they would say fap 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 was like the sound effect,
yeah.
and then
Absolutely.
it just became the verb as well.
I mean, hey, I'm fine with onomatopoeia, but the day fapping gets personified beyond the individual, what a tough day for us.
My understanding is though fapping is an activity, gooning is a lifestyle. So these are not replacements for each other.
But you could,
know?
in fact, be a gooner who faps.
Well, yeah, fapping is part of being a gooner, but
Oh.
it doesn't. It's not all of being a gooner.
No, of course
know?
not. Yeah, that'd be silly.
Obviously.
Who are you talking to, dude? I'm starting up a new program called Goon U. So if anybody wants to join, I actually have got a course I'm getting ready to sell. It's pretty cool. A lot of guys are out there. They think they're gooning, but it's actually just long form J and O. So if you sign up for my new course, Goon U is coming out. The Tate brothers going to help me fund it and get it going.
Tate brothers.
Yeah,
Dude, I didn't even know there was a second Tate till like a month ago.
Oh man, can you imagine what all the ladies thought?
Yeah.
There's
Oh.
another.
I can't do it, but talk to Brett Solferino, ask him to do his Andrew Tate impression. It's really good.
Pretty good.
Yeah. He
I-
nailed like all the little. There wasn't a guy that I realized you could do an impression of, and then when I heard that, I was like, oh yeah, no, there's stuff there. It's
Oh
very
yeah,
distinctive.
Andrew.
He's like kind of British.
Yeah. He's got like an Amero Euro trash accent,
Yeah.
It's so weird because he's got like mid-Atlantic Cockney, and it's just awful.
Well, it's like he's still like being caught for being like a sex trafficker. I'm like,
Right.
that is the accent of a sex trafficker.
Yeah, he has a supervillain's accent. It's
That's
like
the guy that Liam Neeson
indiscriminate.
would have killed.
Yeah,
movie.
his accent was brought up in international waters. You're like, where's that from, buddy?
Yeah.
it's it's a lot like
That
the
is
guy,
a duty-free accent.
yeah, the dude from The Room, where it's like, where are you from? He's like, Louisiana.
Louisiana, New Orleans,
New
some
Orleans.
all-American guy.
It's like, what the?
Tommy Wiseau.
Where are you from?
I met
Wiseau?
Tommy Wiseau when I was fresh out of high school. I went to a screening of The Room at the over at the where was it? Oh, I think it was the Royal Oak, the Royal
Music
Oak
Hall?
Theater
Yeah,
Music Hall.
Royal-
Yeah,
Royal Oak
I think
Music
that's what it was. But it was this line that was like all the way down the street around the block. Nobody was seeing the movie on time because everyone wanted to meet Tommy
Of
first.
course, yeah.
So by the time we got into the movie, it was like, I'll get to that, but it was me and like 4 of my high school friends, and we're waiting in the line, and Tommy's having the time of his life, wearing shades, wearing his like 2 belts or whatever.
He's a star, man.
Yeah, and he was like taking pictures with people, and then he would yell out. He'd just be like, "Everybody, Happy New Year!" And everyone would be like, "Happy New Year, Tommy!" And it was like March.
May?
when he did
Yeah,
this.
I was gonna say,
it
of
was
course.
like not New Year anymore.
Dude, that just tracks. Like,
Yeah,
he seems
Yeah.
like the guy that would give you like loose Twizzlers out of his pocket, or
Yeah.
like,
I had him sign because he has like a clothing line that's mostly just like underwear. So he was selling his underwear that you could sign and that he could sign. So I had him sign his underwear for me, and he goes like, I was like, "Oh, can you sign this?" And he goes like, he was like, "Only if you put it on today." and then we got a picture together.
dude, you should have before the end of the movie put them on and then just walked up to him.
Just the underwear.
Yeah, no pants on. No, you should have Donald Ducked it, but with just his underwear. You're like,
I probably should have. Dude, I was just so starstruck. I was genuinely nervous. I was nervous talking to him, A, because I was starstruck, or B, because he's like an unpredictable, scary guy. That was like
Yeah.
part of it too. But
he
then
still seems like he might kill for fun or
yeah,
just
he's
nothing behind the eyes.
There was one time when that movie, The Disaster Artist, came out. He went
Yeah.
on Kimmel with James Franco. And that was insane because, like, I was a fan of The Room before it was like,
Yeah.
because when that movie came out, it became like a very mainstream thing.
Yeah.
But back when it was like, oh, who's this freak
Like a
Tommy?
cult.
Nobody knows.
I
that
remember-
it was a cult.
I would see clips of like "Hello Doggy" and stuff like
Right.
that in the like late 2000s or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And
I
then
did
my
not hit
buddies,
ha.
exactly. And then my buddies were like, "Oh, you gotta see it." So I remember
Yeah.
watching a DVD copy of it at a friend's house in high school.
I think there were certain people inducted in that cult, and this day was like the movie had recently come out, so there was a huge group, new fans. But I remember when he went on Kimmel with Franco, and Franco obviously like knew him well because he played him in the movie, and
Right.
they were like hanging out, and that was huge for me because I'm like, holy shit, it's like seeing your friend go on Kimmel, you know?
Sure.
And then. And Kimmel like asks Tommy where he's from, and he goes, "Well, I'm originally from Europe." And then you see Franco go, "Whoa, wait, like what?" And it's like literally the first time he's ever admitted that he's not actually from America.
Yeah, of
but then he
course.
goes like, "But I moved to New Orleans, so now I'm all American guy." And you see Franco going like, "Wait, no, this is news. Like I've never heard this before."
That's incredible, dude.
Yeah.
I
So that was kind of just dropped anecdotally on Kimmel one time.
Yeah, the man is a layered onion of a Eastern European multimillionaire, probably.
Yeah, he's the good Andrew Tate. He's
He's just quietly trafficking.
which is pretty bleak. If
Yeah.
Tommy Wiseau's the good version of somebody,
Yikes, dude.
that's
Yeah.
pretty bad, dude.
It is crazy because even Ron DeSanctimonious, like when the Tate brothers landed in Florida, was like, "Nah, get out of my state, or I'm
Yeah.
gonna have you arrested immediately."
Fucking Dana White was like dapping him up, like, "Hell yeah, brother,
Really?
welcome back." Yeah,
Nah, I hate that. That sucks.
yeah, that's not.
That's
cool.
Dana White's always been kind of like a fucking boxing dork. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I wanted to like him, and I realize I'm punching up at billionaires right now. So it's like, oh yeah, you think you're as good as them? But I'm like, I don't know, dude. Like Dana White didn't need to be a grifter loser, but he's like slowly turned into it.
No, he didn't need to. I always liked Dana White too. I was always like,
Dude,
like
OG Dana White, and like, dude, this sucks. It's like people either become billionaires and live long enough and get into obscurity and just like get into their hobbies, or they're just
they become freaks.
I guess, yeah, dude. Nobody gets more normal with money and power. It's like you either stay the same, or like you start just letting all the demons like, what can we do with all that? But it's like, have you ever seen the like slap fighting thing he's been promoting lately?
No.
Nah, it's like this new awful slap fight league. And I forget what podcast he was on, but like he was promoting it. Total grifter energy, where it's like this slap fight league is going to be like better than boxing, better than the UFC. It's going to be the next big thing. And he's doing the full Dana White laying it on thick. And one of the boys, I don't know if it was the Nelk boys, I forget what podcast he was on, but one of the guys checked him immediately. He's like, I don't think this is going to be as fun or as fun or unique.
It's going to be the XFL all over again.
Dude, yeah, and Dana White like pushes back. He's like, "Oh, you don't think it's going to be as good as the UFC? You don't know what the fuck you're talking about, or you don't think it's going to be better than the UFC? You don't know." And I remember the guy like he's like, "Why? What makes you think it's not going to be as good?" And the guy's straight up like, "Well, like they have to stand in the same place and wait to slap each other. Like half of the fun of the UFC and other fighting is the unpredictability, and it's two guys that are matched up, figuring out in the moment. If we were gonna stand there and slap, it'd be like, okay, like." And by the way, I've seen the clips. I'm not against the slap fighting thing, but to stand there with the audacity, like this is gonna be bigger than the UFC.
This is gonna be the next big thing.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Hey, good job, Nelk Boys. The
I don't know. Hey, I don't know who it was
at the front of journalism right
now.
Those guys, there,
dude. I'm milking the Nelk. I will say this: every other like Dude Bro podcast, which I guess we are, shout out Rocketeers. They're always
we're part of it. Now.
We're part of the problem, but dude, I think we got to up your riz because they're always like just interviewing porn stars and like hanging out and somehow have Bugattis. And I'm like, listen, we're keeping the Subaru out back. We're never getting rid of that fucking pussy magnet. But
so my Dude Bro podcast experience was like, because like I like comedy, I like stand-up comics. So like I knew the only Dude Bro podcasts I knew for the longest time were just the ones that are comics. Like I know Schultz and all those guys, you know. But then, like, I didn't know about the Nelk Boys till Trump was on. I was like, "Who the fuck are these children?
Yeah.
Why is he on a child's podcast?" And then
was that the podcast that Andrew Schultz got pissed at for like a little bit? They had a weird,
he had like a feud with them. Because they're like right-wing 12-year-olds or something. There's this one kid, Steiny, who like literally looks like a child, and then every time they have on a porn star, he's like, "Oh, we should have sex." Like he just says it to the porn star, and like they panic because they're like, "You're like a kid, right?" And but he's not. He's like a grown man. But
hang on, a wild way to do it, but it has had to have worked out for him.
It probably, but he wouldn't keep doing it if it hasn't worked once,
for sure. And the other, I don't know. Here's something. Here's a real thought experiment for your philosophy class next year.
Yeah.
If a porn star did proposition you, would you? Hey, and this can be the royal. This can be the royal Johnny Mockney. It doesn't have to be the one. It doesn't have to be the guy looking at me through the lens.
Doesn't have to be me in this state of my existence.
Yeah.
Oh, probably. Yeah, for sure. Definitely. 100%.
Listen, if I was betting on DraftKings.com, putting a parlay down on if my boy would do it, I'd be betting big.
I guess. I mean, I want to say what porn star. Obviously, it would be
hang
yes
on.
to
Nobody
most
said
of
you
them.
got to pick. What the fuck?
No. I'm saying the part of my answer does rely on who the porn star is.
Oh,
right?
Gotcha.
Now the answer to most of them would be yes, but like I don't know. What if it's like
it's just dudes?
If it's a dude.
Johnny Sims puts his hand on your shoulder. He goes, "Listen, friend, I don't normally do solo dude stuff, but I really like your shoulders and these arms."
Yeah.
Something about your cheeks.
I'll tell you what, I would ride the high of Johnny Sins complimenting my body for the rest of my life. That would be pretty sick. I would tell everybody. I'd be like, can I get this on video of you telling me that? And not what we're going to do after this? Let's keep that a secret.
Yeah, that's... What if that was the parlay? He's like, I'll say it on camera, but we have to do it off camera.
I'll be like, oh, okay.
For the love of the games with the Sins, man.
Yeah, I would make copies of that video. I'd be like, you have no idea what I had to do to secure this video. I went through so much. I couldn't walk for a week because I wanted to
waddle away, dude. You'd also be talking like RFK Jr. for a week. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, just from guzzling his cum, but from the backside.
Yikes! Dog.
It would make it up. It would make it up here.
Oh boy, howdy!
Yeah.
That got too real for Lou. As a visual learner, yikes!
Yeah, look, I didn't even picture it. I'm thinking in the abstract, you know. But the point is, I would say there's
Pollock all over you, dude. How's that for abstract?
Yeah. Look, Johnny, come on the pod. Take us with you.
Yeah, Johnny. I thought you were talking about yourself. I'm like, yes, Johnny.
I want to say though, like, because there are women porn stars I would say no to, and that would be like if it's like maybe like obviously like an elderly ex porn star from the 70s, probably no, you know, unless she's a legend. Unless she's like,
do you have a name in mind?
No, doesn't matter.
There's something there, bud. Who are you thinking of?
There's also like
no, you have a no that you
porn
thought
stars. There's certain porn stars that are like, like they're like just pumped full of drugs and they're like emaciated at this point. I'm like, I would not feel good. You know?
Man, I'm not talking about going to like the porn star shelter and be like, pick one, dude.
Right.
Like,
pretty maids all in a row.
This is a non-kill.
But what
shelter.
I'm saying is, it depends on the porn star. If it's like a porn star in their prime, sure. If it's like an older MILF, sure. But if it's like somebody who's like, oh, I used to do porn in the day, and they're like, I'd be like, oh, okay, cool. All right, Grandma. I don't know why this is like a surprising take.
No, the impression. I think that's a CRF first of you doing that impression. Clip it, dog.
Clip it. Cut it out.
Man, they brought my cough back, dude. Holy shit. Okay. I just want to let you know that when I asked you the hypothetical, at no point during the hypothetical was I thinking of a used up old MILF porn star with a raspy voice.
Okay, I have this monkey's paw thing in my head where if I tell you yes, then it's going to be that.
Is it because I've teased you in the past, or is this your own thing?
It's my own thing. I believe in the monkey's paw, you know?
All right.
I believe you got to get all your information before you agree to something.
All right. Let's just simplify it.
Mm-hmm.
Good faith question.
Yeah.
Good faith hypothetical. A working porn star.
Yes.
All right. You see,
probably. Yeah.
You see, Your
Is
Honor.
She nice? Is she cool?
Yeah, she's cool. Yeah, she's cool. Yeah, you guys vibe. Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, the thought of dating comes up, and like you think you're cool enough, and you guys vibe so well. You're like, I could probably give it a shot, and then you do end up dating, and then you get inevitably you're like, son of a bitch, I actually don't like what she like. I can save you, but she actually enjoys the work.
Yeah, I turned taxi driver on her. Like, I'll save you from this. I'll get you out of this business.
I can get you out of this business.
Yeah, how many porn star boyfriends have showed up at the studio with a gun? I wonder. That's probably probably
not
non-zero.
I imagine
probably not zero though. I'm sure there's been one.
I can't speak for the. We have to know a porn star at this point, but I don't want to speak for the porn community. But I feel like they're they do a lot of dating within the world, right? It's probably after a while like comedy, you know?
Yeah, dude. I saw this one interview with a porn star couple that was on like fucking ABC or something, and the guy was such a porn star. This guy, like, this was the most like kind of like vague accent, buff 40-year-old guy, chiseled jaw, probably a little fake. Looked
Probably-
like he
probably a
might
lot
be.
of it.
He might have like a little tinge of some like just like a little ethnic in him of some kind, but you couldn't tell. But a guy who, like, if I saw that man on the street, I'd be like, that's a porn star or an
Sure.
ex-porn star. And then his wife is just this like sweet lady, and she's also a porn star, right? And that's how they met. They met in the business.
Love that for them.
And they talk about the relationship and how cool it is and how loving it is. And then they mention, like, she retired. She doesn't act in porn anymore. And they ask him why, and he goes, because I got too jealous. But he still does it as a career. And then they talk about how what she'll do, she still takes an active role. She'll go to the sets and she like helps pick out the wardrobe for the women that are fucking her husband in the show. In the movie. They seemed cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
good
don't know.
for them. If people can figure it out, I
Yeah.
love that for them.
It's so sick that he got jealous. That's awesome. I think.
Well, we've talked
Like,
about
your
we do-
career is also to bone.
Yeah, but Doug, you and I have talked about it before. You remember way back when we were talking about Hot Wings, dude?
Yeah.
And the lady he was dating. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It takes
Yeah.
next level amounts of. You
Well,
either have
it's-
to be, I think, very secure or kinda, and I mean this with love, kinda stupid. Like
Yeah.
stupid enough to not care. Where you're just like, yeah, whatever. Like,
It's like a lot of people ask that question of like, would you date a girl with an OnlyFans? You know, and
nope.
look,
Would
I
you?
get it's hard. Like,
All right.
on principle, I want
hang
to
on,
say
hang
yes.
on. Good faith again. I'm not gonna monkey's paw you
Okay.
on this one. All right.
Here's what I want to say. Obviously, there's a spectrum of like what she could be doing on there that would be acceptable, maybe, possibly. I can't really say unless the opportunity arises, right? I want to say yes. I want to say I'd be cool with it because
Right.
the economy's hard. It's hard to make a living, you
Hey,
know.
economy's
Whatever
not the
gets
only
money.
hard thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's be serious for a second.
But that was for the bros watching, and the lady bros and the bro ladies and everybody.
But I'm like, on the surface, I'm like, yeah, I would be fine, obviously, like on principle. But then I know, obviously, if I had a girlfriend with an OnlyFans, I would every single day I'd be like, oh, dude, I was on LinkedIn. I saw that there was another job like oh, you could use your degree for this one. Like I'd be like pitching.
All right,
like,
but
I'd be, like,
what if they
suddenly
were
trying to
like
get her to, like,
absolutely
pivot?
breadwinning, like crushing it monetarily, and they'd be your sugar mama for life?
Okay. I think I would enjoy a month of it and then kill myself. I
Okay,
think is my
that's
plan.
a fair
Yeah.
answer.
What
Fair
about
response.
you? What are you thinking? Because that would help fund our dream.
Sure,
That would
I
do very well for our dream.
I'm gonna tell you right now, with my fragile male ego and me holding on by pins and needles to keeping my sanity, I don't even think I'd make it a month, pal. You're like, wow, she finally got me the 3 guns I wanted. Keep the receipt on 2 of those.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I have no idea. I have no concept of love right now.
Yeah. Me
I-
neither. I would. I mean, if she was like a full-on sugar mama, like if that OnlyFans operation was funding my attempt at a comedy career, like I'd be crazy not to take advantage of that. I probably wouldn't feel like I'm in a stable relationship with a future because I would be using her for her money. But if that's the agreement, if it's like if I'm
I'm not judging.
if I'm her
It's just-
trophy boy, fine. You know.
all right,
Whatever.
hey Karen, I did it. See, I got him. You're good to go.
Karen,
Come on in.
hit me up.
Karen,
Slip in the DMs.
take
There's not a lot
him-
there.
take him to town.
Take me to town. I'll
Take-
take you with me, Karen. whatever. Oh, is this Karen Fian?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought this was like a fake name.
No, that took
You're
you so
referring to-
long.
You're referring to my Karen? I didn't even realize, dude.
Oh, so it is your Karen now, huh? it is your Karen now. Wow. Day one looks like I only got 29 days with my buddy left. 4 more podcasts, everybody, and then I guess.
Look, there's no way I can put this into words. There's no way I can properly explain this in a nice and normal way. She doesn't count. That would be normal. I would not feel a thing.
I don't. Hey, pal, you probably wouldn't. Little zinger. Huh? Easy ones. I'm just saying,
Fellas
like,
at home, he's talking about circumference. What were you saying?
I was tough. Definitely wasn't talking about depth. What up, dude? He fucking he walking into the saloon, dumbass.
Oh.
There it is. No, all right, that's fair. Okay, I really don't. Of the two of us, we've talked about it many times. You being the one to off yourself would be, wow, what a shocker to the pod. And also, I don't want to bring Yang in full time. Come on,
I'll tell you
buddy.
what. When I off myself, though, I'm going to recreate that iconic photo.
Yeah.
That'd be it.
I mean, my problems will be long over by then, pal. We're in a dead pool for 2. I'll be goddamned if you beat me to the grave. But I'll Bud Dwyer myself.
No, come
No,
on.
I'm not. I'm actually.
No, here's the thing.
I don't
if I
wanna
killed
jinx myself.
if I kill myself, which I probably won't, but if I do kill myself, I think you would genuinely halt any thoughts you ever have again about doing it, because I think
Yeah,
you
I
would
would-
feel like between the two of us, now one of us needs to make it. One of us needs to live, you know?
All
So
right.
you'd be like, oh, well, Johnny's gone. Now I'm
Don't
tapping
put that
in.
on my mental health. When the next time I'm having a bad day, I'm like, I really wish Johnny would do it, so I feel better.
I'm not
Oh.
saying you're going to kill yourself if I don't. I'm just saying if I do, that'll ensure you don't. That's all I'm saying.
For
I don't
sure,
think either
yeah.
of us will. I think we're both good. I think we're
No,
solid.
people come up to me a lot because I joke about it a lot, and they're like, "You good?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like, I'm actually, I like for the first time in a long time, and like I'm jinxing myself, so I'm sure because we're talking about it, I'm gonna have a rough
Right.
fucking weekend.
Let's see
but-
how that bucket pull goes, brother.
Oh fucking! They talk about a spot. Where
Talk
I
about
would-
Bud Dwyer.
firing myself. Yeah, no. You know what?
It would be a murder suicide though. It would not
Yeah,
just
I'd
be-
be like, I'm not. I'd be like, McCann, get down, and then I'd shoot through the other 2.
be like, this time we're taking Tony with us.
Yeah. I did it. I would say that after
did.
I killed him.
Yeah.
I'd just blow his head off and go, I did it, and then Bud Dwyer myself.
Yeah.
Before I do it, I would look back and go, nice drum set, and then ruin it.
I'd go up to the blind guy and I'd go like that. I'd go like that to the blind guy and watch him flinch. And I'd be
Yeah,
like,
dude, I
knew
fucking knew it, dude.
Knew it.
Whole time.
That would be the last thing I said. I'd be like, I knew it.
Yeah, can you believe they locked my phone in a bag, but I brought this, and it's just a huge revolver.
Oh, it's just a revolver inside of a yonder bag, so it's just you gotta squeeze the yonder bag and the bullets come out the end of it. You're like holding a yonder bag, like get down. They had to bag it.
It'd be a ponder bag with a gun in there. Am I gonna do it? Oh
Dude,
man.
luckily, Rogan won't take away my guns.
Yeah. Nah, not in that club, dude.
No. Yeah, it should be a guns only club. It should be they bag the phones but let everyone keep their guns.
Yeah, it's Texas. I think they have to allow you to carry.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it feels like that feels
You
correct.
might be right. You
That
might be
does
right.
feel correct.
That feels right.
If we
Yeah.
when we cross the border into Texas, I'm giving us all guns. And we're all getting guns, and it just be like, all right, let's fire a couple rounds off in the desert. You know,
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the move.
real Lubbock type of fun.
I mean, we'll have free time down there.
Yeah,
We should
yeah.
buy some guns. You,
Uh-huh.
me, Jacob, we pick out some guns.
Okay,
Uh,
little
Could be
catch and release firearm sales.
yeah, before our first time on signing up for Kill Tony, we'll
Yeah.
make sure we're all right.
Here we go, strapped, just absolutely packing. Be like, are you
Yeah.
guys here for the show? And we're just like, yeah,
Yeah. We're in the bucket.
Just
Why?
fucking chambering shotgun rounds. Like, sorry, I got to get all assault shots out so I can get the lethal rounds up. Oh, man.
I want to meet Adam Ray. What's the big deal?
I want him to do that impression I like.
I want him to do that character of his. You know, the one. You know that one.
That one time.
Yeah. Wait, are you telling me that's not really Dr. Phil? I'm going to fucking kill everyone here.
I'll fucking do it.
I'll do it.
I'll fucking do it.
I came here to kill Dr. Phil. Where is he?
I do fun little Kill Tony. This aside, what's her name? Christina. She's one of the like golden ticket winners. She's also
Is she the kind of awkward blonde girl with glasses?
Yes, I think I find her attractive, which is that creepy to say?
Oh yeah, very
Okay,
cool.
I don't
wow.
know. Well, here's the thing. I was like,
You're so special.
Okay,
Lou.
but here's the thing. Here's something. The level of slow sometimes I operate.
You're not
on.
talking about the wheelchair girl, right?
No, but she's very attractive as well.
She's also very attractive.
crazy hot.
We're talking about the one who stands.
Yes.
Yeah.
the adrenochrome 2 gal.
The biped. Yeah.
Yes. The foot mobile one. Yeah.
Yeah, she's cool too. I like
Yeah, they're both pretty cool.
But she can get away too fast.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
That's why. That's why we're training. But I can't remember her last name. But okay, first thing, like I don't know why it's a certain kind of gullible. I don't know what it is. She has a joke about like not being attractive, and I remember watching it and being like, "Oh damn, that sucks. I thought she was good looking, but she said she's not." And then I don't know why for like a couple of weeks I was like, "I guess she's ugly. That sucks."
Yeah.
I didn't.
I was
think so.
wrong.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Whoops. But anyways,
You were like, how did I miss that?
yeah, like
Stupid.
fuck, my God, beauty really is in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah.
Like, but no. So she's in town literally tonight doing zanies, and so I actually got to wrap this up because I got to go chase somebody down later. I love
Wait, are you
you.
actually going there?
No.
Oh, okay. I was like, come on, dude.
Yeah. I gotta shave into a mohawk real quick before I go. Get my wrist going.
Get your army jacket.
Yeah. There will be no more
Also-
Reese's cups. There will be no more.
I think that makes Tony Harvey Keitel then, right? You're like, I will save you. I'll save
I
you.
probably, yeah,
Yeah.
I think so, yeah, because I would try to kill Tony.
Yeah, Tony's Harvey Keitel, and then all of the golden ticket winners are Jodie Foster, and we're there to free all of them.
Every single one of them. But no,
Except Hans.
so
Sorry, Hans.
yeah, he's fine. I don't care.
I
I
know,
don't
I'm
care anymore. But there can only be one. So Johnny,
Hans, listen,
take,
I know
Johnny, take the spot of coveted funny Asian.
I will do it. And Hans, I to be clear, I know you're listening. We're chill. I got no problem. Asian, we got to stick together. You know, you and me, brother. You and me against the world. That's what I always say. But
Dude, Hans Kim rolls up. He just goes, "Quick, get in my van." You're like, "Where are we going, Hans?" He goes,
doesn't matter.
"We're gonna go do Asian stuff." You're like, "What does that mean?"
Here's the thing. I would 100% get in that van. Even if Hans was like, "Leave your phone," I'd be
Yeah,
like,
all right.
"You got it, buddy. You got it, Mr. Kim. What are we doing?"
Dude, calling him Mr. Kim.
Here's the thing: if he try, like, I can take Hans Kim. I'll knock his stupid glasses off. I'll kill him.
Oh
if
my
I have
god,
to.
yeah. Well, because he's got a frail build.
Yeah.
Dude, my favorite thing about you is your superstructure is indestructible Polak. It's out of control. You're built like the Pillar of Autumn. You could take a lot of abuse, son. And then that reference is for 3 nerds. But then, you know, we've talked about it.
We've talked about it because I think I've made this comparison before. The Polak part of me is like when a poodle is crossed with something. So if a poodle is crossed with any other dog,
it's always
it's the shape of a poodle, but it's spray painted the color of that other dog.
Exactly.
Basically.
You're spray
so
painted.
I'm the color of an Asian. But I got the build of a Polak.
Yeah, it's out of control. You look like you could fall off of a couple of like Like if you fell off a garage, I'd be like, he's fine. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'd check on you, be like, Johnny, you all right? But like I feel like you do have like Pollock walk it off build, where I'm like, that's awesome, dude. Like you could fall down a couple of flights of stairs before I was really worried.
That's my grandpa, dude. My grandpa can't stop falling off ladders.
But he's fine.
He's falling off a ladder every week. Well, I don't know. He's getting up there. He's getting to the point where now he's not fully fine anymore.
Well, yeah, but isn't he like 80?
Yeah, he's
you realize,
over 80.
Okay, I'm sorry. We'll let you finish in a second.
No.
You realize
before you
any other 80-year-old would be ultra dead.
I understand.
The most
I understand.
dead.
I'm saying for his own health, I wish he'd stop falling off ladders.
We can go
I wish he would quit. I would like to have an intervention for my grandfather and say, Grandpa, you got to stop falling off ladders.
You know what? And I'm going to second the motion, and we'll be like, Grandpa, stop falling off ladders. But I do want to let you know, like the idea, any other 80-year-old, dust as soon as they hit the ground.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Meanwhile,
just
your
like at the end
grandpa's-
of Avengers, Avengers Infinity War.
Meanwhile, your grandpa's just kind of like, I think I hurt myself because I fell off a ladder.
Yeah, my grandpa gets up with a giant gash in his leg, like fuck.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
He one time I was at his house. I was sleeping in. He and my dad were like trimming trees with like these little, these chainsaws, and there was a hornet's nest, and my dad first went up the ladder, came back down because he was like, there's a hornet's nest up there. We should get rid of that first.
Yeah.
And my grandpa was just like, you fucking pussy. And then my grandpa just went up the ladder, and then he gets swarmed by all of these hornets, and then gets stung a ton of times, and then falls off the ladder.
Dude.
And then he comes into the house where I'm at, and he's like, I got stung by some bees. And he's like, I gotta go buy. He was like, I'm gonna head down to the hardware store. I'm gonna buy some hornet spray. And his hands were insane. They were like Michelin Man hands. Like you couldn't see a single wrinkle. They were like giant inflatable gloves or something. And I was like, oh. And then he was like, all right, let's go. I was like, maybe you should take like some
Benadryl or something.
Benadryl, yeah. And then I went with him to the hardware store, and he walks and he's like, where's your hornet spray? And I'm like, all right, in the back.
I'd be laughing. Being the kid working behind the counter, you just see a guy stung his shit.
Well, so they didn't behind the counter. They didn't even notice him, right? They're like reading a magazine. They're like, oh, in the back. He goes back, gets like 2 cans of hornet spray, goes like this to hold him because he can't bend his hands, right? So he's just pressing his hands together. Yeah. He walks up to the counter, sets him down. The lady behind the counter looks at him, looks at his hands. She goes, "Oh fuck, you really needed that, huh?" Like,
yeah.
It was so everybody reacting, going like, "Oh my gosh, okay." But my grandpa's a hero.
Incredible.
He'll live to be 100, 110 at least.
Dude, my great aunt's turning 100 this weekend.
No kidding.
Yeah, and I overheard my mom talking to her on the phone, and this is the funniest eavesdropping. My mom goes, "You're turning 100. What do you want?" And then my great aunt goes, "I don't know. I don't even know why I'm alive still." And for the record, I made my mom sound too jovial there.
Sure.
Because my mom's got a wicked sense of humor as well, so she was cackling immediately. But
sure,
the fact that my great aunt said, "I don't know, I don't even know why I'm alive still,"
dude,
like,
that's that old lady charm that you love.
Yeah,
like when an old person is witty in that kind of cynical way.
Yeah, it's everything my pop's been going through. She'll be like calling my dad up and be like, "How you doing, young man?" Because she's a full me older than my dad. I'm like, good Lord. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
She's still out there being like, "Oh yeah, I remember the boom shucka motorcycle." Like, okay.
Yeah, dude, she was. So that means she was born in 1925.
Yeah.
Is that? Yeah. Wow, that's actually okay. That doesn't feel that long. I remember back in the day. That's weird. 1925 doesn't feel that long ago. I remember my great grandma was born in like. Or my great grandfather was born in like 1912.
Okay,
and I was like, "Oh, that was a different time."
That's old.
I remember being like, "That's like what? It's like pre-Titanic. That's crazy." And then, but now 1925 for some reason that just feels more modern. I can't quite describe it.
That's
I'm like,
man. That's what Between
Great
Wars will
Depression.
do to you. You know.
Yeah, that war really, that really
'Cause
changed the times.
I'm sure you don't think Gulf War I guys are old, but they're in their fucking 50s now, dude.
Oh gosh, yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah. I mean, yeah, we're getting to a point where like there's like nobody left.
Yeah.
from certain important landmarks in American history. Right?
We're getting.
Do you know
there.
how many? Do you know how many World War II veterans are left?
Oh, there's a gaggle of them yet. I think the World War I veterans are finally, unfortunately, all gone. But
You think those are all gone?
yeah, I think so. You want me to Google? This is a Google. This is a Google.
At least the ones that are public. There might.
Well, I also there's something about your Pollock superstructure I wanted to get out as well, but we got on a
I'm
pretty
sorry.
good one. No, I can't. I'm just proud of you for being robust. Oh no. I want to wheel all the way back to my sweet, my sweet beautiful angel. So I finished. Humble brag. Did a show at Second City last night, which was awesome, and then I want to give a big shout out to Will Cunnington. Did you meet Will when you were here?
I think I did. I know the name.
Okay, he's a good dude. He runs like a really awesome Tuesday mic, right? At a bar called Monsignor Murphy's. Again, shout out to the TBD open mic. And so I hit up Will earlier in the day. I'm like, hey man, I'm doing a show, but I'd love to come by later, maybe like deadline. I just want to do some new stuff. And he's like, Will rules. He's like, not a problem, awesome. And so I finished Second City at Park. The Monsignor's is near Laugh Factory as well. It's all on Broadway. And I'm walking to the mic, and I see this trio of people walking towards me, kind of all like kind of sobbing. Like I'm like, this is a weird, like that's odd.
Yeah.
And then I notice in the middle, I think it's Christina, right? That's her name. We've established. And then I just kind of overhear going like, I don't know. I guess let's go somewhere else. We could always drop in, blah, blah. And then like as they passed, as like ships in the night, I was like, well, that was her. But I didn't want to be like, I know you, I'm a comic.
Yeah.
But I'm like, the only thing they're walking from is the open mic. And then what I love about old Will, right, is he's a man of integrity. I get there, I go, hey man, and he goes, yeah, a bunch of Austin comics just showed up. They all tried to like hop on the mic, and I told him like, sorry, we're capped up. And I was like, really? I was like, one of those was like that Christina gal.
She's
I think
headlining.
She's
Zanies,
headlining
right?
Zanies tomorrow. He goes, yeah, I don't know. They came in here. They were like, can you put us all up? There's like 4 or 5 of them, and I was like, no, we're capped up. And then I was like, oh, okay. And I showed him. I pulled my phone out. I was like, I maybe would have given her a spot. And I love Will. He looks at my phone, her follower count. He goes, nah, I'm cool with my decision. And then goes back to running his butt. Dude, I fucking love Will. I was like, that's a bro of total integrity. And I don't know why, man.
But is it possible he's the kind of guy who maybe was regretting it, but
no,
felt like
I
he had
don't,
to stand
dude,
his
because
ground
he's done
externally?
it before. Like he's done it to Chicago comics. Like, and I'm not saying Will's not an asshole. He runs a great mic. He's just a dude that, like, I don't know. He takes care of his friends. He wants people to know that if you sign up for his mic on time, you can go do it. If you hit him up early enough, like, he'll give you a spot.
Yeah, I see we follow each other, and I feel like he looks familiar, but I don't know.
I just love it. I think it rules. And then it also kind of, like, made me think of a couple other times I was on the road in different scenes. And I hope it's not, like, a hostile thing, but it seems to be tough. I don't know. I can't speak because we're not Austin comics, but maybe we'll learn more when we're down there. But yeah, we'll see. But it's like
this podcast is going to change a lot. Everybody.
Oh boy, we're gonna have to delete some episodes. Actually, I think it's always been cool and the best. But I don't know.
I will have sex with Charlie Kirk. That's what
sure.
Yeah.
Hey,
that's what
I have.
Whoa.
Look at us go.
Double points. Double Jeopardy.
Double points. But no, I can't describe the feeling of seeing people that are doing, I think, probably so much better than me career-wise, still walking away sobbing from an open mic where I'm like, does it ever get better?
Yeah. Well, okay, so here's the interesting thing. They wouldn't have been sobbing if they weren't successful, I think. If they were more like, if they were like us, and they were like kind of scrappy, and they're like, "Hey, any possible I could get on the mic?" And they're like, "No, we're capped up." They'd be like, "All right." But they were probably like, I'm headlining Zanies.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk in there. I'll swing my dick around.
You
I'll
think
be
it was
like,
big
"Hey,
time energy?
Yes, that's right. It's me. I'll do the
Okay.
mic." And then that being turned down from that, you're brought down from a higher pedestal, Whereas,
yeah.
like, if you're already kind of shitting on yourself, and you're already, like, think there's a possibility you're not going to get on, it's less hurtful, right?
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
that's a totally fair assessment. I don't know, man. I think about it all the time, and I think it's just father time starting to just cascade the waves of erosion over me.
I
where
also
I'm like,
don't think Will is every open mic host. I think plenty would have put them on.
Yeah, probably, but I there's just something about the charm of that level of integrity.
It is charming.
Where I'm like, I love it.
Especially, dude, you're an open mic host. It's like that's the only area where you are the top of the food chain, right? Where you're like, I mean, besides like the audience that you're trying to make laugh or whatever, but
Sure.
but you're the one. It's like your environment. And so it's kind of the one area where, like, anybody else, no matter how successful they are, the buck does stop at you, whether or not they get on stage, how much time they do.
You're
right?
100% right. An open mic host is like a captain of an airplane. When the door is shut, it's like, hey, that captain up front, it's God's law with him now.
Cockpit's mine, boys.
Yeah, or a captain in international waters where it's like, yo, I'm master and commander out here. This is my
Duty
open
free.
mic. Yeah. It is weird because you're right. I've seen some like open mic kings out there. Not Will, by the way. I want to like move on. Just the royal open mic. What do we call them? King of the open mics?
You king of the open mics.
Yeah.
you
But
coined that.
I've seen some like king of their open mics, and then when they go, like people who run a mic go to another mic, and it's like a timid energy. We're like, what the fuck? But it happens. I don't know. Yo, we're rolling up on it. This one, hey, good app. Look at what happens when we're both healthy and
when we're rested up.
not fucked up. I'm still fucked up, by the way. Did we even talk about my leg injury? Look at this.
Oh, we did not.
No, all right. I'll send you some gnarly photos. Patreon will get the story. It's not that
Did
fun.
you tell me how that happened?
I just try hard event at softball, and then I got wicked infected. So we are on antibiotics that boy.
Was that the same softball game where you met the love of your life?
Yeah, she's not the love of my life. That was
No.
that was the high life and sun talking. But I did have a good time.
So you've gotten to know her better since then, and you're like,
What? No. Why are you squeak laughing?
we'll save it for the Patreon.
That literally,
Well-
we don't have to because nothing happens, so it's fine. No,
okay.
she's legitimately cool, but I don't know. I was drunk,
Yeah,
you know.
sure.
And
You were
also,
drunk on
Lou
the pod.
Michael's been locking it down, dude. You want to get in these pants? You got to get in this heart.
Oh.
And I really
The next
wish,
Bachelor.
somebody would try to get my heart because I would like somebody to slop on my knob again. Listen,
I'm
doesn't
starting to open this heart up. This heart,
Yeah, yo,
it doesn't take a lot to get
this
this heart.
this
actually.
locked up heart is actually a kicked in door. Just anybody can mosey on it.
Pretty much wide open.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter.
The launch codes
age, cup
for-
size.
Yeah. The launch codes for how to get in the pants are just thumbtacked onto the still beating heart. And the SWAT team did breach and clear the wrong house. So this heart door is just wide open.
Yep. Padlocks just swinging right there.
Yeah, the neighbors are like, somebody gonna fix that door? It's really bringing the property value down.
Yeah. And then just right behind that door is my big old floppy cock ready to be sucked.
Huge,
So
yeah, can't even get hard anymore. Giant floppy wiener. So
if anybody
somebody want to breathe some life into it, I would love to see if I could get hard again.
that would be, dude. You should go on The Bachelor, and that should be your pitch.
Yeah, a huge. I got a real nice piece on me. I haven't been hard in a while, so I just want to see if somebody could do it. I want to see if it's really mental or not. You know, because I'll roll over while I'm sleeping, and I hit a kickstand. And I go, ha ha, I still got it, but it's when I'm sleeping. You know, I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't like that he's running diagnostics while I'm asleep. He's like, no. Making sure we still work, but you don't get to have fun with this. I'm like, come on, buddy. Anyways, that's fun. Speaking of butt plugs.
Butt plugs. This will come out Thursday. So Friday, you can catch me at the Delta Marriott show with Mikeaholics.
Hell yeah, dude.
I forget where. I think it's in Novi or something. I don't know. Look it up. Then Saturday night, I'm at the Lions Bar opening for my friend Drew Harmon. And let's see. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. I'll plug this. I will say that on the 18th, Wednesday the 18th, catch me at Mark Ridley's Comedy Castle doing the teacher show. And then the weekend, also next weekend, the 14th, I'm judging Nick Kelly's Roast Battle Uncalled For, and then I'll do 313 Comedy the next day.
I might be home
that.
I might be home that weekend. So
hey, that'll be fun.
Because Thursday we got that thing.
We got that
I have
thing.
to piss and shit so bad, so I'm going to do this real quick. Thursday, nothing. Friday, I'm at Uptown Tap Room doing roast bingo. Michael Bustler and I are roasting each other again. Saturday, Salsa Parlor show at Uptown Tap Room as well. Sunday, I had a live one doing Crushes, Joey and Christie's show. That show fucking rules.
Awesome show.
And then Tuesday of next week, I'm doing Best Night Ever at the Lincoln Lodge, which also fucking rules. Shout out to Max Schenker and Sam Byru, the two producers I know on that show quite well.
Yeah.
Those boys rule. Okay, any questions before we do Mike Touch? And then a quick post show. All right. We don't got no Patreons?
One last. We don't have any Patreons, no. Oh, I forgot to make the post for this month.
Okay, hang on. Then Mike Touch real quick so we got post show stuff.
Ancient Chinese secret, huh?
Post show stuff.
Post show stuff, because you could see it in my eyes. I have to piss so bad. My
we don't
teeth
have
are
to do
floating.
post show stuff.
We're
dude.
doing it, dude. Nah, because it's the bladder's touching. What do you got to say? Oh, see, gurgled. Whew, it gurgled. I got a second.
Oh, it gurgled. Oh, okay. So it's kind of back in.
Well, no, let's not abuse it. There's still enemy at the gate here, but,
okay.
you know.
Yeah, let's be on guard still.
Come on, dude. I'll piss my pants. This is my bedroom, dude. I'll piss.
I was just going to make the official announcement that I'm featuring for the godfather of the podcast, Sammy Talent, at the Dayton Funny Bone, but that's in July, so I'll be talking about it.
Still fucking rules.
I'll plug it later. Yeah.
Do I feel jaded? Yeah, I feel like one of the kids that Michael Jackson's no longer in love with. But enjoy that. Enjoy opening. Enjoy opening for Sam. I used to be the hot young blood that he'd be like, "Come on, suck my cock. Nobody's looking."
He'll chew me up and spit me out too.
Oh yeah, dude. Wait until the new Johnny comes around. There's always a new Johnny
There's
around.
always another Johnny.
It's just Johnny Sims comes in. He's like, I'm getting into comedy.
That'd be awesome. if Sam had him feature for him.
Dude, actually pretty righteous now that I think about it. But that's how we know Sam would be close
regardless,
to
you're
suicidal.
just if you're opening for Sam, you're just a temporary Lund replacement. It means Lund wasn't free.
That's true. And Lund will text you that in the middle of the night. 2:30 in the morning, your phone's gonna vibrate. You'll be like, Facebook Messenger.
You'll be like, how do my
Nathan
farts
Lund.
taste?
Yeah. How's
Hey,
my
Mockney, how do my farts taste?
How's my dick taste, friend? Yeah, I've been there and I will be there again.
Mockney, enjoy the scraps.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he'll say to me.
Exactly. He'll never love you like I love you. I'm staying, dude. We got 2 more minutes. I'm fully committing. I'm holding it. I'm holding it for the boys and the girls of the podcasting world.
I'll tell you, we will end it the second we hit a minute, though, or we hit an hour.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we
not
got
a second later.
90 seconds. Do I feel like a Navy SEAL trying to defuse a nuclear weapon? No, I feel like a guy holding in a piss and a shit.
Which maybe is what a Navy SEAL feels like when they're defusing a nuclear
Not
weapon.
a chance. They release, dude. They're trained to piss and shit if they need to. I love that about. They could be doing CQB and taking just a loaf.
You don't ever see that in like the Hurt Locker, huh? Does Jeremy Renner ever like shit or piss himself?
No. But for the record, Jeremy Renner never his shit or pissed himself. That man is an American treasure. But no, the idea, like, if you're a Navy SEAL and you're just cruising through rooms, right? You're Bin Laden hunting, and you're like, no, dude, that helicopter ride really boiled up that MRE. They're not even thinking that. Their bowels are like, hey, keep clearing the room. I'm gonna release this down the pants.
Yeah.
No biggie. And the rest of the boys are trained not to smell it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're trained to be impervious.
Yeah,
to the smell
dude.
of piss and shit.
Yeah, until
That's
after
awesome.
the mission, then they're all eating like, dude, fucking Red pissed and shit himself.
I was gonna say, what a like a horrible PTSD thing. Like you come home and you can't smell piss and shit anymore. You're like, honey, I can't smell it.
I feel like that would actually be beneficial.
I lost it in the war.
Dude, you know what's going to be awful is if 10 seconds I open my bedroom door and the bathroom door is shut. I'm like, no!
Piss in the sink.
Oh, for sure,
Piss off
dude.
the porch.
The total West Hazlitt move. Be like, I learned this from watching Shameless intros. All right, I love you, everybody.
All right,
I got to go. Bye.
Bye-bye. Catch us on the Patreon.
Patreon.
That is a spicy podcast.
Bunch of slap-jawed
Chinese.
rocket.